The time being 7:30, I'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Nineteen supervisors are present. Supervisors Grady, Gashke, Geertsen are excused. District 5 is vacant.
Citizens' comments. Any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Hearing none, citizens' comments are closed. Moving on to announcements of the chairperson. Tonight we have two youth in governance, Aksa Saad Kadri and John Klenke. Thank you very much for attending tonight. And then I'd also like to read the vacancy posting for District 5. As you all know, Supervisor Thomas did resign. The position is still open until Monday the 22nd at 5 p.m. The position of the County Board of Supervisor for Kenosha County District 5 being vacant, applications shall be taken for appointment to fill that seat. The individual appointed to the position will serve until a successor is elected at the 2025 spring nonpartisan election. In order to be eligible for appointment, an applicant must be a resident and a qualified elector of the 5th District. Interested parties may access the application on the Kenosha County website, www.kenoshacounty.org, or may pick up the application at the clerk's office, 1010 56th Street, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Applications are due to the county board chair, care of the county clerk, by 5 p.m. on Monday, July 22nd, 2024, and may be returned in person, USPS, or via email to the county clerk at countyclerk@kenoshacounty.org. Applicants will be interviewed with the appointment being made at the August 6th, 2024 Kenosha County Board meeting. The position pays $6,526 per year. County Board supervisors are expected to attend board meetings at 7:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of each month. Supervisors also typically serve on multiple committees for a commitment of 4 to 5 evenings per month. Requests for additional information can be directed to the county clerk at 262-653-2552 or by email. So that is my announcements. Moving on to supervisor reports. Supervisor Belsky.
Thank you, Chair Uhas. The Kenosha County Public Works Committee is poised to initiate a comprehensive review of the Kemper Center's future, paving the way for a thoughtful and informed decision-making process. On Monday, July 22nd at 5:30 p.m., the committee will convene at the Kemper Center campus located at 6501 3rd Avenue for a one-hour tour of the campus with the exception of Anderson Arts Center. Following the tour, the committee will gather in Ambrose Hall at 6:30 for their scheduled meeting. The Kemper Center will become a standing agenda item on the monthly Public Works Committee meetings. These meetings will be crucial as the committee delves into the keen independent research, utilization, and business plan study, which provides valuable recommendations for future operations of the Kemper Center campus. The meetings will offer a forum for discussion and participation, encouraging supervisors to engage in the dialogue surrounding the Kemper Center's future. The current contract between Kenosha County and Kemper Center, Inc. is set to expire in August 2027. In the light of this approaching deadline, the committee's review and recommendations will be instrumental in charting the course for Kemper Center. The committee's role is not only to assess the future of the campus, but also to ensure that the recommendations align with the needs of the community and serve the best interests of the Kenosha County residents. The Kenosha County Board Supervisors are invited to attend these meetings, fostering a collaborative approach to the decision-making process. The committee encourages all interested parties, including residents, stakeholders, and community organizations, to actively participate in the discussions and share their perspectives. The Kemper Center has been an integral part of the Kenosha County community for decades, offering a wide range of educational, recreational, and cultural opportunities. As the county embarks on this review, the Public Works Committee is committed to preserving the campus's legacy while exploring its potential for continued growth and revitalization. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Balsky. Supervisor Gray.
Thank you, Chairman Uhas. I was able to attend the Broadband Advisory Committee last meeting, and honestly, it's like drinking out of a fire hose. There's a lot of history there that I just wasn't up to speed on, but with the generous help of staff, I've got a summary here to report I'd like to offer. In creating the Broadband Advisory Committee last year, County Executive Kirkman tasked the group with issuing communications on how to most productively use an $800,000 allotment of ARPA funds to enhance the high-speed internet service in unserved and underserved areas. The committee's first recommendation to bring public Wi-Fi access to 3 county parks, Silver Lake, Old Settlers, and the Kemper Center, was made last year, and the work is now well underway. The project also includes funds to support security camera enhancements at those parks and the Kenosha County Veterans Memorial Park. Work is complete at Kemper, Old Settlers, and Veterans Memorial Park, and a DNR application was submitted recently for the work at Silver Lake Park, which is expected to begin after summer. The second recommendation was which expended the remainder of the funds, was made at the end of May. An RFP was issued to internet service providers offering a $367,000 grant for extension of service in unserved and underserved areas. Midwest Fiber was awarded the grant, and engineers are now conducting preliminary work. This will extend the service access to 26 homes in Bristol and 82 homes in Brighton. This piggybacks off the work Midwest Fiber is already doing in the town of Paris, and in the town of Paris's ongoing initiative to extend service access to all homes in the town. Thanks to County Executive Kirkman for her support on all the committee's recommendations, and this committee meets 2 days from now, Thursday, where a presentation from Frontier North on its ongoing broadband efforts in the western part of the county will be shared.
Thank you, Supervisor Gray. Supervisor Stocker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In our county board meeting on June 18th, incorrect information was provided to the board regarding Resolution 17. Informed.
Supervisor Stocker, I'm going to rule you out of order. I would be more than happy at the next meeting, give you an agenda item, a line item, and you can address it, because I want to make sure that we give public notice and we're not violating any open meeting laws, okay? Would you like to have that item put on the agenda?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will make sure that it's on the agenda for the next item, or that item will be on the agenda next meeting. Thank you, Supervisor Stocker. Supervisor Nordigan.
Thank you, Chair Uhas. Through the chair to Supervisor Gray on the broadband, what we're seeing in the west, or has been going on, has been a lot of fiber optics going in. Is that this program that we got the ARPA money from? Is that what was going on?
Yep, go ahead.
I don't know where you're talking about, and again, I attended one meeting, and it's comprehensive. A lot of moving parts there, so I'm sorry I can't answer that.
Yeah, it's very comprehensive with all the roads we're going through with this. It's quite a project, so I thought maybe that was the same program. Could be wrong, but thank you then.
Thank you, Supervisor Nordigan. Any other supervisor reports for this evening? Seeing none, moving on to appointments.
County Executive Appointments, 13, Gregory Bolt to serve on the Local Emergency Planning Committee.
Refer to Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee.
New business, Resolution 27, from the Public Works and Facilities Committee, a resolution to approve the appointment of Keith Gray to serve on the Pringle Nature Center Board. This passed unanimously at committee. Supervisor Gray abstained.
Moved by Supervisor Belsky, second by Supervisor Meadows. Supervisor Belsky.
Move Resolution 27.
Moved by Supervisor Belsky, second by Supervisor Meadows. Supervisor Belsky.
Thank you. Supervisor Gray will serve a 3-year term as a Kenosha County liaison on the Pringle Nature Center Board, beginning immediately upon confirmation and continuing until the 31st day of July. Supervisor Gray will serve without pay and will be succeeding Brian Bashaw. I ask for your support and vote.
Thank you, Supervisor Belsky. Supervisor Gray, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I'm very excited about it. It's in my backyard. If you don't know, that's the type of thing my company does. We restore natural areas. So I look forward to being an asset to this group and helping them move along.
Thank you.
And I will be abstaining from this vote.
Okay. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Supervisor Gray abstains. Motion passes.
Resolution 28, from the Public Works and Facilities Committee, a resolution to approve the appointment of Gregory Bolt as Director of Division of Highways and Highway Commissioner. This passed unanimously at committee.
Supervisor Belsky.
Move Resolution 28.
Moved by Supervisor Belsky, second by Supervisor Decker. Supervisor Belsky.
Gregory Bolt has served as a Deputy Director of Public Works, City Engineer for the City of Kenosha since January of 2023. Prior to that, Mr. Bolt served as an Assistant City Engineer from 2018 to 2023 and as Department Manager of Construction Services for Baxter and Woodman from 2002 to 2018. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in Engineering from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville in 2001. I ask for your approval for Gregory Bolt to the position of Director of Kenosha County Division Highways. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Belsky. Supervisor Nordigan.
Thank you, Chair Uhas. I had yesterday met with a constituent who he was really upset about something that happened in Public Works prior to Mr. Bolt being even on the radar screen. So I asked Greg to come on out and meet with him and me out there, and he couldn't have been any more professional. I was very impressed with him. He had answers. He told him if he didn't have answers, what he could do, how he would move forward, and what else that could happen for the constituent. That not to make him happy, but what his expectations are. I'll tell you, I was quite impressed with him, and I fully support him and would like everyone as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Nordigan. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 29, from Public Works and Facilities Committee, a resolution to approve the appointment of Wyatt Moore as Director of Division of Parks and Recreation. This passed unanimously at committee.
Supervisor Belsky.
Move Resolution 29.
Moved by Supervisor Belsky, second by Supervisor Franco. Supervisor Belsky.
Thank you. Mr. Moore joined the Division of Parks and Recreation as Development Coordinator in June of 2022 and is serving as Acting Director of Parks and Recreation. Prior to these roles, Mr. Moore was a broadcasting and media teacher at Milwaukee Public Schools and MATC, in addition to holding other managerial level positions. As the director, please join me in voting yes for Wyatt Moore for Director of the Kenosha County Division of Parks.
Thank you, Supervisor Belsky. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Resolution 30, from the Public Works and Facilities and Finance Administration Committees, a request for the approval of the plat and relocation order for the County Highway WG Bridge project over the Dutch Gap Canal and authorization for the Highway Commissioner or Director of Public Works and Development Services to acquire the necessary highway right-of-ways and temporary limited easement required for the project in the Village of Bristol. This passed unanimously at both committees. Vice Chair Gashke was excused from the Finance Committee.
Supervisor Belski?
Move Resolution 30.
Moved by Supervisor Belski, second by Supervisor Gentz. Supervisor Belski.
This item was approved in CIP in our 2024 approved budget. The scope of the project is to reconstruct the bridge on County Highway WG between South 45 and I-94 that goes over the west leg of Dutch Canal. The bridge is in poor condition with a structure sufficiency rating below 50, which qualifies the bridge for federal funding. The work began in 2024 with construction completion scheduled in 2026. In 2022, the bridge going over the east leg of Dutch Canal was reconstructed. Just to break it down for you, there is $1,137,000 in grant funding from 2024 to 2026, and $538,000 in capital funding. I ask for your approval on this project.
Thank you, Supervisor Belski. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Resolution 31 from the Public Works and Facilities Committee and the Finance Administration Committee, a resolution for Amendment 1 of the lease agreement between Kenosha County and City of Kenosha for installation of a communication tower to allow for the installation of an emergency siren within the existing easement. This passed unanimously at both committees. Vice Chair Gashke was excused from the Finance Committee.
Supervisor Belski.
Move Resolution 31.
Moved by Supervisor Belski, second by Supervisor Gentz. Supervisor Belski.
This project also was in our CIP 2024 budget for $35,000. It is to replace the emergency siren that was removed during construction of the new City of Kenosha Fire Station 4, located at 4810 60th Street. And actually, when we were going through this in the Public Works Committee in 2023, we did look at areas that were beneficial so it would decrease multiple overlaps. So this new location is actually a much better spot and provides areas that were not previously covered. So I ask for your vote on this project.
Thank you, Supervisor Belski. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Resolution 32 from the Finance and Administration Committee, a resolution authorizing Kenosha County to enter into the settlement agreement with the Kroger Company and agree to the terms of the Addendum 2 to the MOU allocating settlement proceeds. This passed unanimously at committee. Vice Chair Gashke was excused from the Finance Committee.
Supervisor Gentz.
Move Resolution 32, please.
Moved by Supervisor Gentz, second by Supervisor Nudo. Supervisor Gentz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a proposed settlement of opioid litigation with one pharmaceutical chain, Kroger. It's potentially amounting to about $1.2 billion, payable over 11 years. Funds coming to Wisconsin will be split by law, 70% to local governments, 30% to the state. Kenosha County will get about 3.72 of the total going to Wisconsin local governments, which is about $800,000. Funds could start coming in late 2024. We will, on the Finance Committee, be looking at the whole opioid situation and where we are with these funds at our next meeting, so if you're interested, you can certainly attend. We've been through this twice before, and to date, we received $3.9 million. $700,000 this year. So the Finance Committee asks for your approval.
Thank you, Supervisor Gentz. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Resolution 33 from the Finance Administration Committee, a resolution authorizing and providing for the issuance of not to exceed $18,780,000 general obligation promissory notes, providing for the notification and sale of said notes and other related details. This passed unanimously at committee. Vice Chair Gashke was excused from the Finance Committee.
Supervisor Gens?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Resolution 33.
Moved by Supervisor Gens, second by Supervisor Brookhouse. Supervisor Gens.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the bonding for 2024 to fund projects approved in that budget. We've already voted for the projects and the budget. We're going out and going to bid to pay for them. The county will go to sale on August 20th. There'll be a resolution on that day to approve that sale. The debt issue is going to be all 10-year notes. There's going to be no 20-year notes or bonds included with this debt issue. The Finance and Administration Committee asks for your approval.
Thank you, Supervisor Gens. Supervisor Nordigan.
Thank you, Chair Uhas. Chair Uhas. Through the chair to Chairman Gens. Question, with the projection of rates going down, when we go to sell these in August, would they be at, because it seems to me that they would be bid, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's linked to any particular rate, like Moody's, or not a Moody's, but any of the big
Are you thinking
banks
about
out
the
there.
bonding agencies?
Yeah. This is just straight bid, right?
Straight
That's all
bid.
it is.
We go out
Okay.
and ask for bidders to
Right.
bid on our
Right,
notes.
okay. All right, that's what I thought. It wasn't quite clear on that. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Supervisor Nordigan. Any other questions for Supervisor Gens? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Resolution 34 from the Finance Administration Committee, a resolution for the advisory levy. This passed unanimously at committee. Vice Chair Gashke was excused.
Supervisor Gens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will move Resolution 34.
Moved by Supervisor Gens, second by Supervisor Gama. Supervisor Gens.
Thank you. This is, by our policies, we are required to bring forth a resolution for an advisory levy at this time before each budget. This dates back to 2005, 2006, when it first started. The administration this year proposed a range of 2.53 to 2.95. Typically, in the past, we've just used one number, but they've proposed a range this year, which I did not have a particular problem with. I was looking to try to hold our number to 1.99, but in lieu of some things that are going on, I thought that might have to be raised. So the Finance Committee did amend that proposal to be 1.99 to 2.49, giving a little flexibility to go up to about 2.5 in the levy. So that was where we're at. A little bit of history of this. Every year, and you're going to probably hear tonight people that, we should just let the county exec do what she wants and we'll adjust it at that point. And I don't, on some levels, I don't disagree with that. But really what this resolution does is it gives administration, as you know, there's two branches of government, and we are sending a message from ours to theirs that we would like to see it in this range or at this number or below. I think we owe it to our taxpayers to try to be fiscally responsible and watch how the money is spent. So I don't really think that there's a problem with this. It is advisory, and we just are sending out an expectation. In the past, and if Supervisor Gearson was here, I'm sure we would hear about it. When he was part of this in 2005 and 2006 with then Supervisor Clark, and at that point, budgets were coming in with a tax levy of 5, 6, 7, 8%. And they really wanted to get that under control. And now you might look at me and say, well, we're not coming in that way right now. And that's great, but that's still no reason to not have the policy. Because at some point, when we're not sitting here, that might be the case. They might come in at 5 or 6%, and we really should be letting them know what our expectations are. I mean, it's not an argumentative thing, and actually, I've been involved with 16 of these. And what it does is it just makes the budget process go smoother, because the executive knows what the board is looking for, and we don't have to have major hash outs and chaos on the board floor going over various things at that point in time. It just helps us work together. It's a little bit of my opinion and a little bit of history. Sorry to be a little long-winded on that one, but I think this is an important resolution, and I think we should seriously consider it. The Finance Committee asked for your approval on it. We did pass it, so we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Gens. Supervisor Nordigan, I had your light on. Did you want to speak on this? Okay. Supervisor Morrissey.
I want to clarify, I thought I'd heard that it said it would pass finance unanimously?
No, it didn't.
Right, I thought I heard the clerk say it was, but mine shows that it was
It was 4-2.
4-2.
Yep.
Just want the record clear.
Correct. Supervisor Gens, Brookhouse, Gama, and Kirby voted aye. Supervisor Nudo and Geertsen voted no, and Daniel Gashke was excused. Sorry about that.
Nope, thank you for the clarification. I'd ask for a roll call vote when this gets here. I totally disagree with Mr. Gens. I think that we should allow the county exec to bring a budget forward so the citizens get to see what the county exec believes are priorities and what resolution and percentage she would like to bring. I think this is an easy way out by putting that on there, so I'll be voting no against this.
Thank you, Supervisor Morrissey. Supervisor Decker.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Couple of corrections. There's actually 3 branches of government, not 2. And we are not mandated to pass this resolution. It's just that the Finance Department is, by our ordinance and resolution, mandated to bring forth a resolution or an objective to the Finance Committee. Last year, the Finance Committee did not pass an advisory levy objective, and so nothing came to the county board floor, but the Finance Department did propose one. And then the year before, just for everyone's knowledge, the advisory resolution for the advisory levy objective did not pass the county board. And like Supervisor Morrissey said, I agree with him, so I will be voting against this also. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Decker. Supervisor Nudo.
Thank you. Well, I've been voting against this resolution for pretty much every year. And for the same reason which Supervisor Morris stated and Supervisor Decker, I believe it's the county executive job, if you want to call it in that way, to come up with the best budget proposal. And at that point, that's when we'll discuss and we'll see if we can make any changes. Because at this point, to say, well, we're going to do it at 1%, or what it be 1%, 2%, 0, whatever, well, we don't really know what we need and what's there to be done. So let the county executive come up with the best budget proposal that she can do it, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to vote against this resolution. And really, I don't believe we should have this anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Nudo. Supervisor Kirby.
Thank you. In all my years working in budget and finance, it is customary to give guidance at the beginning of a budget, at the beginning of the budget process, and that's usually top down. At the end of the day, we are the people who have to approve the budget, so we're the top in this case. And it does not mean that whoever is formulating the budget has to follow those guidelines, but it kind of helps clean some stuff up before it even gets to us. I don't want to put our county executive in a position where they're giving us a wish list. I would rather see things pared down ahead of time, and giving them this guidance helps achieve that. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Kirby. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, a roll call has been requested. If you are in favor of the levy resolution, you will vote yes. If you're against, you will vote no.
So Resolution 34 fails with 8 yes and 11 no. Resolution 35 from the Human Services Committee and the Finance and Administration Committee, a resolution to split the Division of Aging, Disability, and Behavioral Health Services into 2 divisions to be Division of Aging and Disability Services and Division of Behavioral Health Services. This passed unanimously at both committees. Supervisor Nez was excused from the Human Services Committee and Vice Chair Gashke from the Finance Committee.
Supervisor Franco.
I would move Resolution 35.
Moved by Supervisor Franco, second by Supervisor Gens. Supervisor Franco.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This resolution separates the Division of Aging and Disability from Behavioral Health Services. The need for this is largely due to the increased demand for services as a higher percentage of Kenosha residents over the age of 60 increases, coupled with the increased participation in the Comprehensive Community Services Program, which focuses on mental health and substance abuse. As a result, a new Director of Behavioral Services will be hired to facilitate the supervisory and fiscal oversight. To offset the cost of this new position, funds will be transferred from a vacated contracted position, as well as available opioid settlement funds will be used. In short, the new position will be levy neutral. In order to meet the changing and growing requirements of each of the unique populations that these divisions serve, I ask for your approval of this resolution. The separation will allow for more concentration on each group's specific needs and a better distribution of services to meet those needs. Again, I ask for the board's support. If there are any questions, Rebecca Dutter is here to answer them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor Franco. Supervisor Decker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair, I believe, to Ms. Dutter, the CCS program currently assists people that typically we would, some of them have disabilities. If we're separating this into behavioral health and the other portion, how are we going to divide that workload?
So the CCS program is divided by youth and adults currently. So when it moves to the Behavioral Health Division, they would still get their needs met through the CCS program. Additional needs that they might have through, if they have a physical disability or a cognitive disability, could certainly be met through the needs on the aging side, which would be through the long-term care waiver program.
So does that mean that these clients would have to have 2 separate caseworkers because we're having 2 separate divisions that this is falling under?
They actually have to have 2 separate caseworkers now.
Okay.
Just because of the funding via the state, that these are 2 separate programs.
And will this cause any different issues or additional issues or anything like that that you can foresee because it will be 2 different divisions?
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor Decker. Supervisor Meadows.
Yeah, I've got a question about the finances here. We're going to be hiring 1 FTE and paying that through the opioid settlement fund, which is not permanent funding, it's temporary funding. What would happen after the end of that settlement fund when that runs out?
So only 20% of the director's salary will be coming through the opioid funds. Okay. The additions are coming through a contract that was not renewed, and we were able to utilize a lot of those funds to funnel towards this position. If, in fact, in the next couple of years, opioid funds do run out, we would certainly be looking to fund that in additional ways.
Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Meadows. Any other discussion on this item? Supervisor Decker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have another question because of Supervisor Meadows' questions. Are we funding this with the opioid settlement dollars with interest money or from principal?
I believe it's via interest.
Okay, because our plans that, as far as I was aware, is most of what we are going to spend using the opioid dollars is on using interest. Some of the items will be principal, but most will be interest. Is that correct?
There is about 15 to 16,000 in interest that we're generating every month, so it's plenty to cover this 20%, which actually is about 30,000 on an annual basis.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor Decker. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Supervisor Stocker is no. Motion carries.
Resolution 36 from the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee, a resolution regarding request to appoint Kevin Rizak to the Hooker Lake Management District Board. This passed unanimously at committee. Supervisors Decker, Caro, and Meadows were excused.
Supervisor Brown?
Move to approve Resolution 36.
Moved by Supervisor Brown, second by Supervisor Brookhouse. Supervisor Brown.
Kevin Reisick comes recommended by John McIntaggart. He is the chairman of the Hooker Lake Management District. Kevin will serve without pay for 2 years and will be succeeding Gary Kruchko. He's not here. We were hoping he would be because he also wasn't at PDEC, and so we did provide his phone number if anyone wanted to reach out. I don't know that anybody did, but I would recommend that I would ask that you approve his appointment.
Thank you, Supervisor Brown. Supervisor Brookhouse.
So I spoke yesterday with Mr. Isaac per our conversation at our committee meeting, and he's a business owner in the areas. Been around Hooker Lake since the 70s. Seemed like a reasonable person, and it was nice to get to know him, and that was our point in wanting to talk to him, just to get to know him and ask him in the future if there's anything we could do to help them at Hooker Lake in their issues with the lakes. Please come and talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Brookhouse. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Communications, 31, communication from the Public Works Facilities Committee, a resolution for agricultural land lease agreement between Royce Brothers Farm and KCVMP.
Refer to Public Works Facilities Committee.
32, communication from Public Works Facilities Committee, a resolution discontinuing former public right-of-way of a portion of Carroll Road changed due to County Trunk Highway F project.
Refer to Public Works, Facilities, and Finance Administration Committees.
33, communication from Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee, a resolution to approve the probationary cabaret license for Jetty's Bar, 1660 240th Avenue in the town of Brighton.
Refer to Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee.
34, communication from Andy M. Bueller regarding future items scheduled before the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee.
Receive and file.
Claims, 9, Spectrum Charter Claim, 147320, property damage.
Refer to Corporation Counsel.
10, Spectrum Charter Claim, 147763, property damage.
Refer to Corporation Counsel.
11, Kevin Freeman, property damage.
Refer to Corporation Counsel.
12, Ashley Wright Schultz, property damage.
Refer to Corporation Counsel.
Approval of the June 18th, 2024 County Board meeting minutes by Supervisor Gray.
Supervisor Gray.
I move to approve the June 18th, 2024 minutes.
Motion by Supervisor Gray, second by Supervisor Gens. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn by Supervisor Nordigan, second by Supervisor Decker. We are adjourned. Vote. Testing you. All in favor? Aye. No one wants to stay?